first day of the quarterfinals of the Shakey Super League GVIL Rising Stars Cup, and we are seeing some stellar action from the Philippines' top high school teams here on the court side. I'm Jolan Lim, and joining me today on the panel is Richie Cordero and Ken Pangilinan. We are right here in the Lasal Green Hills court where you can catch the action today. Second match of 4 quarterfinal matches today. We just finished with our first match of the day, Ika making quick work of Miriam College 2-0. And also happening right now is the St. Paul College Pasig Jaguars versus the Lasal Green Hills Baby Blazers. But you can also catch on court to Arellano University and the Lasal Zabel. So if you want to watch that match, just come on right here to the court. And again, you can catch also our match today at Puso Pilipinas live at pusop.com, Facebook, and YouTube. We can also watch the games at the Shakey Super League Facebook page, cast on the Smart Sports Facebook page, and you can also catch it on TV on Solar Sports, DD Channel 21, Cable Link Channel 58, and Sky Cable Channel 70. That was brought to you by Smart. That was a quick set powered by Smart 5G.
All right, thank you so much, Jillian. And this set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. My name is Ken Pangilinan, alongside not Richie Rivero, but Miss Richie Cordero. This is the second game of the quarterfinals in Division 2. Kanina, Richie, we saw Immaculate Conception Academy win over Miriam College. And this is the other side of the bracket. The #1 ranked team in their group in the preliminary phase, Lasal Green Hills. They will take on the 4th ranked St. Paul College of Pasig. Ito mga ano to eh, magkapit-bahay lang na schools ito eh. Hindi nagkakalayo. So they're pretty much familiar with each other. Itong these two schools. Lasal getting that point of that scramble.
2 consecutive points here for Lasal Green Hills.
And I think you know both coaches. And
yes,
you
I
talked
do.
to the coach of St. Paul.
You know, a lot of the time with Coach Edwin Leyva, he really focuses on the basics of the players, especially sa service receive.
So let's see if they could execute their game plan here, because they're going up against a very talented squad in Lasal Green Hills, Richie. They only lost 1 match, and that was that surprising defeat against Miriam College.
While St. Paul naman only has 1 win and 3 defeats. So we'll see how they will be able to adjust, especially because these teams are familiar with each other when it comes to playing in other leagues. And of course, their coaches are also very close. So very similar programs we may have here, especially because Coach AJ was under Coach Edwin Leyva of St. Paul College. Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember. I had a talk with AJ. And si AJ nga, galing siyang, I think, yung athletic director, if you're not mistaken, or one of the heads before of St. Paul, went over here to Lasal Green Hills. And she was basically recruited to coach this team, and has done a good job so far, as they're one of the top teams here in Division 2. 4-2 is our score. Lasal Green Hills with a 2-point lead.
Canova with a good serve.
Borlane, she's been the star here for Lasal Green Hills. And an illegal attack called on St. Paul College Pasig. So ano to, no? It's the battle between the teacher and the student.
Yes. Actually, Coach AJ rather, was one of the star players for Coach Edwin during my time, at least.
That's very interesting.
Yes.
So she was the star player for St. Paul.
Yes.
Under Coach Edwin.
Yeah, she was an open spiker, if I stand corrected, at least.
Hindi ka nag-St. Paul, di ba? Nag-St.
No,
Paul ka ba? Hindi naman,
no.
di ba? So, nakalaban mo si AJ dati?
Yes, yes.
Ah, okay. This is Caro from the left pin. Nagkalaban kayo, CSA ka. Tama ba? Or Zobel ka na nun?
Zobel, I was Zobel.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Actually, kakapasok lang ni Coach Edwin sa St. Paul. Galing siyang
Okay.
Zobel. Yes, he was my first coach in Zobel. And then he developed AJ. And that's when we really went head-to-head with one another.
it's funny how sometimes things intertwine.
Yes. And in college, AJ was one of the open tryouts with me as well.
Okay, sabay pala talaga kayo.
With Kayla.
With Kayla, of course. Kayla is in another country right now. So, hindi ko ma-experience yung pasalubong, if ever. Pupunta na lang ako sa Poppies.
Tama.
Di ba? Nilibre ako ni Richie.
Ay,
Di
mahirap
ba?
yan.
Tama?
Sarabia now on deck to serve for St. Paul.
4-all is the score.
Now, medyo dikit. We're still looking at least for the more activated plays from both of our teams. But we see open spikers coming from Lasal Green Hills being formidable and actually performing well, aiming cross court. So already 2 points from the open side.
5-4, Lasal Green Hills with a 1-point lead. That was a good serve. Nagkagulo yung Lasal dito. Free ball binigay nila para dito sa St. Paul College of Pasig. This lefty, I've seen her a couple of times already. She has been impressive in her attacks.
That's Martires.
Martires, that's right.
Patrice, yes. Yeah, you see a good attempt of a block, of a double block rather, but she was still able to have more power to get that ball over. Ball will still stay here with St. Paul. Good first ball for St. Paul.
They will execute their attack. Caro, good dig by Lasal, but they overshoot the target. St. Paul is in the lead, 7-5.
Miss hit here for our middle blocker of Greenhouse.
So golden opportunity here for St. Paul College Pasig. Let's see if they could build some sort of momentum here. Lasal though getting the point back.
Getting the momentum back from St. Paul.
Now serving is Borlane, Cheska Borlane, Francesca Borlane. Alam ko athlete din yung dad niya according to Jelena when we covered her first. They played the very first game here and they were able to defeat Assumption College San Lorenzo, which was the former school of Kayla.
A good activation for the middle spiker for St. Paul.
Aguda with a hit. 8-6.
Caro now serving.
Good serve.
But good first ball also.
Pero lalabas yung palong doon
Yes.
ni Maika Mate.
Set was a bit too wide. That's why her calculation to hit that ball actually went longer than expected.
3-point lead for St. Paul. Ano ba moniker ng St. Paul? Hindi mo na alam.
Soft touch here
Wow.
for Canyotal, but that was successful, landing right behind the blockers of LSGH.
They trailed by 4, 10-6. We'll pause for a break.
My future.
Right? What's a plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Our player in focus is presented by Puso SPCP.com. Join now for free. This is Francesca Borlaine, Richie. She has really turned some heads here with her spectacular play for Lasal Green Hills. And she will look to pilot them once more as they trail by 4, surprisingly though, against St. Paul College.
You know, better activation for St. Paul. They might not have the hardest of hits, but just like that, they're able to place it where it's most effective. So they've been dropping the balls where they see that the girls of Lasal Green Hills rather have really backed away from receiving that ball. Medyo nagulat dun yung mga defensive players ng Green Hills.
Set to Mate, was turned back. How about St. Paul?
Great reaction for Agoda.
Yeah, si Aguda.
Aguda.
It's good from Aguda. 12-6. And, you know, for Lasal, they're avoiding what happened when they faced off against Miriam College. Kasi 4th rank din yung Miriam going in.
Yes.
And it was actually the only win of Miriam in that group, which
And their
enabled
only
them.
loss.
And their only loss
Yes.
as well. And they're facing a similar predicament here against St. Paul College of Pasig.
Yeah, with their standing as 1-3 losses.
Oh. But this is very different. This is a knockout match. As a good save from Caro, but they will not get it across.
So
What's-
good effort here from St. Paul.
What's been happening here so far for Lasal Green Hills, Richie?
You know, I think they have been getting those first balls, but it's just their execution and a few errors that really set them apart here from St. Paul, who's actually been doing a good job minimizing those errors and taking advantage of the free balls that Lasal Green Hills has been giving them. But first, good momentum break as Lasal Green Hills will score a point from a service ace.
This serve brought to you by Shakey's. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now.
And that serve is from Riley Demo.
Yes. Dinemohan tayo ng napakagandang serve ni Demo.
If you're
13-8.
Lasal Green Hills coming from an ace like that, you do want to have that momentum, pero nabati ko yata, and that will be a service error for Green Hills. For Lasal Green Hills.
Yeah. 14-8. Dami kasing Lasal school, si Lasal Green Hills,
Yes.
Lasal Lipa, Lasal Zobel,
Yes.
meron pa sa Bacolod.
Yeah, that's usually how we call them.
Distinguished, no?
Zobel, Green Hills.
May clean na lang, di ba?
different, yes.
Papirapan mo pa eh.
Yes,
Okay,
Taft.
para lang Lasal eh. Point going to the side of St. Paul. I think the number of errors, I think it will be interesting to find out how many. But first, let's go to Jillian.
Two coaches who have been in the same circles, currently competing on opposite sides of the court. Yes, we are talking about Coach Edwin of the St. Paul Jaguars and Coach AG of the LaSalle Baby Blazers, who were once coach and student. Both teams are definitely familiar with each other and have faced each other several times before in different leagues. But they know that this match is a special one on a stage this big. Both teams are going to give it their all this quarterfinals, but they have different goals actually in today's match. Coach AJ has made it clear that her tight squad is here to win on home soil and take them one step closer to their very first championship title. Meanwhile, Coach Ed wants to walk away today with improvements and added experience for his team of fresh faces. Nevertheless, we are definitely going to see these two teams put up a fight that they can both be proud of today. Ken and Richie?
Jillian. And alam mo, yun nga eh, pinag-uusapan na natin yan kanina pa, Richie. Dati-dati, si AJ pinagagalitan malamang ni Coach Edwin.
For sure,
Oo.
Coach Edwin is really vocal when it comes to his instructions, adjustments. So, lahat yan alam ni AJ. And you actually see them very passionate right here in the court na pareho silang nakatayo, pareho silang every point may sinasabi, may instruction to his girls. That's how hands-on both of them are. And that's how the program also of Coach Edwin was translated to Coach AJ also.
And I'm sure, you know, of course, this is a competition right now, but I'm sure Coach Edwin is proud of how AJ has been a coach. in the same way, he is proud of how you've become a wonderful analyst in volleyball.
Thank you, Ken.
Siyempre, may poppies yan mamaya, ha? Poppies tayo. Tita Kams, di ba? Halo-halo. Libre ni Richie Cordero. 16-11 is our score. 5-point lead. St. Paul taking it right to Lasal Green Hills right now, Richie.
A great energy coming from St. Paul. Let's look at that play once again. Now, reaction time and confidence to do a single block. Oh, that point will really give confidence and power to your team.
Coach AJ needs another timeout. They're down by 6.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus Only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
My future.
Right? What's a plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Still with us here at the Lasal Green Hills Gymnasium in San Juan. This is the bracket in Division 1. Nanalo yung EAC in Court 2 against, Arellano. So those two NCAA schools. Then Ika na yung nag-advance in the semis. Inabangan nila yung mananalo sa Everest Academy and Assumption Antipolo. Good response coming off a timeout for the Baby Blazers. Jaguars palang tawag sa St.
Jaguars.
Paul.
Okay.
Ito na lang nakakuha ni Jillian. No? First day of her job here.
Good first
17-12.
ball.
Oh, first ball. Maganda. Bump set.
This can be a chance for St. Paul to activate their middle blockers naman. Oh, but that's a 1-2 play.
Tumapik. Uy! Illegal attack. So, was she a backliner?
Yeah, so
Yung setter,
that
no?
error is called overreaching. Yes. So you can't give the ball over or jump higher than the net. Your hands can't go higher than the net if you're gonna get that ball
Was it
over.
overreaching? I think it was a legal attack eh. 17-13. Ace? Yes! May Kamate getting that serve up and in. Lasal Green Hills creeping in, down by just 3 points.
So better response here from Lasal Green Hills coming from that timeout from Coach AJ. But
Response though by the lefty,
momentum
Martirez. Yeah.
will be broken by St. Paul as that off the block hit will be successful for her squad. And that's the advantage of being a lefty in the open side of the court. You have more control on whether to make it go to the to zone 1 or have it cross court. And she saw that nakasarado na yung cross court. That's why she aimed it a bit left.
Another error on the side of Lasal Green Hills. Wala na silang timeout dito. So it's up to the girls now how they will deal with this current funk they're in. 19-14. You know, Richie, I'm sure you've dealt with this countless times. You're the more favored team, pero lumalaban yung kabila. How do you deal with that?
I guess there's a surprise factor also mentally
Yeah?
that you get surprised that, oh, they're performing really well. They're performing really energetic. Nakukuha nila yung mga palo. So as a player, it's really a test of character that you have so many things to adjust in, but you have to do it as quick as possible because you're already in the game. So it's really the communication and the collaboration between the players inside of the court to have that set game plan and work together to be able to adjust to how your opponent is playing also.
All right, let's see if maka-adjust nga itong Lasal Green Hills. So just to correct myself earlier, sa Division 1 kasi, ang naglaban pala is Emilio Aguinaldo College and Kings Montessori School. So, di ba? 1914. Tapos sa kabila, Zobel and Arellano magkalaban. 5 points the lead, now 6.
St. Paul just doing a good job executing those plays. And
Also-
parang hindi na rin nakakagalaw dito ang Lasal Green Hills. Nakapako na yung mga paa when St. Paul is attacking. And that's what you want for them to adjust in, is to really move around the court and take responsibility of course, the floor defense. That serve will go out. Lasal Green Hills will get that point.
Lasal,
Oganya now to serve.
Si Oganya nagpakitang gilas din yan in the preliminary phase.
And we saw during warm-up a while ago, ang bibigat ng palo ng Lasal Green Hills. So, St. Paul is really just doing a good job in defending those spikes and minimizing the ability of Green Hills to attack in this first set.
5 points lamang. This is gonna be huge for St. Paul if they manage to get a set against Lasal Green Hills here.
You know, an advantage also,
Okay.
if I am able to share,
Sige.
is a lot of the players coming from Green Hills actually came from Coach Edwin in St.
Really?
Paul.
Okay.
Yes, ang daming lumipat. So all of this, most of the seniors in Green Hills galing kay Coach Edwin. So the basic skills kung yung mga skills ng ng Lasal Green Hills ngayon galing kay Coach Ed, siya yung So it's an advantage because he's also familiar with how the girls of Lasal Green Hills of Coach AJ perform. So
Kabisado niya eh.
malalaman niya kung paano gumalaw, kung saan babantayan, the usual spots of the players.
It's like a perfect storm if you're St. Paul. And, you know, to add on to that, Lasal Green Hills really shooting themselves in the foot, giving up free points to the Jaguars. So let's see here if paano babawi dito Lasal.
One hand set. Oh, 1-2 play for St. Paul.
Oh, great dig. Ooh, but lumapag na daw. No, it's double contact against St. Paul.
Lasal Green Hills may need to gain that momentum or to build on that momentum as early as now.
Good set. Martires guides it over.
Better reception from Green
Borlane,
Hills.
may sumabit sa net. It was Borlane.
Oh, it's a risky attack, especially if that ball was set up close to the net. You don't want to bring your arm down. Usually, you just want to clip your wrist on top when you hit that ball.
Double digits yata yung number of errors ng Lasal Green Hills in this first set. We'll find out later when we summarize set number 1. It's really been hurting their cause so far. 22-16. Oh, great attack from Aguda.
Good activation for their middle blocker.
Smart powered up play was brought to you by Smart's Power All 99. Load now.
You see that it wasn't a quick attack, but it was rather a differential attack. So that's a bit higher than your usual
Differential set.
Yes. Basayan ng blockers ng Lasal Green Hills, but an attack error coming from our team captain, that is Caro.
Andrea Caro. Pang sabi yata ni Coach Edwin, kulang sa snap of the wrist.
Yes.
Jessica Borlane.
Good serve.
Good pass. Bump set. Caro gets it across and in. St. Paul now at set point.
That's what you want from a player. Galing siyang error, but she didn't let that affect her performance. She stayed composed and she was able to get that point from a spike. So, ang bilis ng bawi.
Yeah. Team captain Andrea Caro to serve for the set. Tinawid ng St. Paul. Chance for Lasal.
Medyo madami din yung free ball na binibigay ng Lasal Green
Yeah.
Hills dito
And
sa St.
Aguda
Paul.
has capitalized on that.
Yes.
Putting an end to set number 1, St. Paul College Pasig. How about that, Richie?
Yeah, great activation from the middle. That was 2 in a row for St. Paul.
And looking to get the upset. 1 set away from winning. They win set number 1, 25-17.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
The fun goes on and on and on, on and on and on. To the break of dawn, fun is never done. Shakey's fun goes on and on. Hero to hero, what a ride. With each new decade, a fun new side. Still serving smiles on every face. 50 great years, let's celebrate. Shakey's fun goes on and on and on, on and on and on. Shakey's got it going on, we still bring the fun.
With decades of great pizza, chicken, and mojos.
Shakey's fun goes on and on.
From era to era to era. The fun goes on. Shakey's 50 years.
The fun goes on at Shakey's.
My future.
Right? What's the plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Lasal Green Hills looking to regroup. And set number 1 certainly belong to the Jaguars of St. Paul College Pasig, Richie.
You know, they established themselves well, start pa lang ng game, and they continued to perform consistently when it comes to activating their middle blockers, open spikers, opposite hitters, and to even give strong serves as well that really limited the action coming from Lasal Green Hills. With the first ball of Lasal Green Hills, they still struggled to give that ball to their setter, limiting their place to be activated as well. May mga nakita tayong mga tips, but unfortunately they fell short, ending that set to 17-25 in favor of St. Paul College of Pasig. Now let's look at the stats for that first set. We have 12 attacks coming from St. Paul, while Lasal Green Hills only having 5 with blocks 1-2. And we see Green Hills actually having 2 service aces, but what really set them apart was the opponent errors here in the first set.
Yeah. Actually, baliktad yata eh. Basta 9 errors tong Lasal. Only 1 for St. Paul.
So really great performance here coming from St. Paul. But now that we're in the second set, both of our teams have warmed up. New instruction and new adjustments coming from both of our coaches. We'll see that in a few minutes.
Ito yung updated bracket natin sa Division 1. So EAC actually defeated Kings Montessori School. And right now, De La Salle Lipa is going up against Arellano on the other court. This set brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. Lasal in front of their home crowd. This is their home court.
Yes. Actually, that was an advantage that we failed to really give emphasis to. Dito sila nagtitraining, dito sila sanay. They know this court, they know the lighting. Sometimes it also plays a factor. It's the feeling of comfort in playing in your own home that you have such an advantage to, and they should really use that.
Grabe ka naman sa term na failed. Forget lang.
Forget, sorry.
Forget lang. Sometimes we're forgetful even though at a young age. Di ba?
Young?
Yes. May angal ka? Ha? 2-0 ang ating score. Lasal Green Hills off to a good start. What do they need to do here, Richie, if they want to even out the sets here?
Well, first you have to establish yourself and remain composed because you don't want to give the same confidence and complacency to St. Paul. So unahan nyo na when it comes to giving those strong serves, easy points, and really minimizing the errors that they had in the first set, which I think they're doing a really good job in the first parts of the second set.
And pretty much determined are the Baby Blazers.
So on the side of St. Paul, they can't be complacent. They can't. It's a very expensive thing that they will have to pay for if they give those 3 points and the confidence to Lasal Greenhouse.
Borlin, sorry, Quemada rejecting that attack, and it's 4-0 for Lasal Green Hills.
Oh, nakaabang doon ang double blockers ng Lasal Green Hills. Medyo mataas din yung set ng St. Paul in that last sequence. Ferrer now serving for Lasal Greenhouse.
Over-received. Net fault though, committed by Quemada. Quemada's a tall middle blocker.
Yes. So momentum break for St. Paul.
(4-1) is the score, 3-point lead. Bump set. Borlane. Now getting it up, check ball.
No, sumasagot naman dito ngayon ang St. Paul. Pagdating sa pagpalo ng bola, she had blockers in front of her. And that's why I think their setter is also making the sets a bit more wide so that it's harder for the blockers to really time for the ball.
I'm not completely certain about this, but just judging from the demeanor, looks like mas loose yung St. Paul ngayon eh. You know, Lasal is playing a bit too tight, although Borlane able to get that one in. That's a welcome sight, you know, see her smiling after getting that point. Alam niya medyo sinuwerte din siya doon, ha? Muntik na lumabas yun.
Oganya now serving for Lasal Green Hills.
Jab Oganya. An ace!
Good serve for Oganya. That's the first service ace for Lasal Green Hills.
Sabi siguro nila sa akin, anong tight? We're just okay. We're at home.
So better presence here from Lasal Green Hills in the second set. You know, it may have been an eye-opener, and coming from that huddle with Coach AJ a while ago with her girls, I'm sure she said a lot of things that will really inspire and push these girls to their limits.
Drop ball works for Jessica Borlane.
Yeah, not the strongest of attacks, but a very smart choice for Borlane here in Lasal Green Hills.
Tips that over. 7-2 score. 5 points the lead. Oganya, another good serve. St. Paul having trouble at the moment. Mate gets it over the blocker. Cabanos will set up Borlane.
Ang ganda ng depensa dito ng St. Paul.
Ooh,
But
ba't di lang may
failing
tatawid?
to execute.
Early timeout. The coach Edwin Leyva, his team down by 6.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
My future.
Right? What's a plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
And we are back to the action once again. This is the second match of the day out of 4 quarterfinal matches today, Division 2. We are seeing right now on our screens the St. Paul College Jaguars versus the De La Salle Baby Blazers. And a while ago, I was able to talk to St. Paul College Pasig team captain Andrea Caro. And if there is one thing that she is proud of it's how the Jaguars are an all-rounder team. Despite the few practice hours that they get, they make good use of the time to perfect their basics so that every player, in spite of their assigned position, can take over any role. In fact, many of their players this tournament have been switching roles, cruising from setter to libero, from outside hitter to middle blocker, and many more. The Jaguars say that they are just happy to be here, but their performance today, especially in the first set, is showing everyone that they are also here to win. So take us back to the action, Ken and Richie.
So much, Jillian. And
I think
Sige.
that's the beauty, actually, of being under Coach Edwin Leva's program, is that you really focus on basics, and basics mean that it gives you that advantage to really switch positions, to be
Yeah.
able to switch positions, because you're able to spike, set, defend, receive, serve. So anywhere you're placed inside the court, you're able to adjust to the responsibility that will be given to you by the coach.
actually sa high school level, normal yan eh, no? You know, you switch from one position to the other. Did you experience that or setter ka na talaga dati?
Oh no, I was only a setter in Lasal.
Okay.
I was opposite in GVIL.
O kaya nga,
And then
hindi.
open, and then libero.
Ibig mo sabihin,
Yes.
you were exclusively a spiker when you were in high school. Tapos kinonvert ka sa setter.
I was setter spiker. Opposite service specialist.
Okay.
Iba-iba.
My partner, the jack of all trades. 10-5 is the score. Queimada will serve for the Baby Blazers. Bump set. Martires gets it in and cuts this down to 4 points. The lead, 10-6.
Better performance from both of our teams. We feel much more intensity in the way they play, and a lot more vocal also when it comes to their coaches and their players inside of the court. So I hear the seniors giving instructions inside the court after
that's it.
error and just cheering them up. But that's a service ace for St. Paul. That's Sarabia.
Juliana Sarabia with that magnificent serve, and they draw to within 3. Coach AJ calls for time.
Hindi aabot ang data.
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
My future.
Right? What's a plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Still here at Lasal Green Hills. Ito na ang ating Division 1 bracket EAC. Nag-aabang sa semifinals. Ang mga kalaban nila yung mananalo sa NU Nazareth School and Adamson University. And Adamson is the defending champions here. But they have a tall order going up against NU Nazareth School. How about this team right now? St. Paul College Pasig inching closer bit by bit.
A good response from Caro. You know, coming from a timeout, you get that inspiration and those words and actually direct instruction from your coaches. And it takes a really good player to be able to translate that right away. And as we see, 2 straight points for St. Paul College of Pasig here. Now 1-2 play. Atake agad from that reception. Medyo nagulat ang girls ng Lasal Green Hills for that point.
4 straight points for the Jaguars. Here to tie from the pipe. It's good. That was Jade Canyotal. And we are deadlocked at 10 apiece.
Great spike there for St. Paul. Targeting the middle, especially because the defensive line was already moving back. Medyo nahirapan sila mag-communicate for that point. Another point for St. Paul.
Lasal, how will they deal with this adversity they're currently in? Of course, one way to do that is to go to their main player
That's Borlane for
Jessica
Lasal
Borlane.
Green Hills. I think that was a perfect setup for Borlane. Ang confident niya pumasok for that approach.
But she's now in the back row. Ooh!
Sasagot naman ng St. Paul College.
Wow, Rayan Aguda just skying high and detonating on the side of Lasal's defense.
And
My goodness.
you notice her approach being explosive even
Yeah.
though she's from the middle, like she's a middle blocker. They usually just clip their hands and jump high, but this time she really gave it her all. You saw.
Error committed by Patrice Martires. May Kamate on deck to serve for Lasal. Up by 1. Uy, outside yan. 12 all.
So 2 errors from both of our teams, but the score is now tied. A while ago, it was 7-2. Green
Yeah.
Hills on top at nahabol yan ng St. Paul.
Si Andrea Caro, ganda ng demeanor. You could really sense she's relaxed heading into this critical match against Lasal Green Hills. That was a good pass from her.
Good first ball for Green Hills.
Cabanos guiding it. Oganyan, but Martires was there. Free ball for Lasal Green Hills. Saan pupunta si Ferrer? She goes at the pipe, Borlane. Caro was there. Lasal will reload. Uy, double contact, yeah. Pretty much against Cara Recio.
Oh, unfortunate error there.
Haba na nung rally eh. No, you hate that if you commit that kind of error at that juncture. Si Riley Ferris demo, papaitaan tayo ng kanyang serve. Free demo from Riley.
Mas kargado na service for Lasal Green Hills. Medyo nahihirapan na rin magbigay ng first ball, but in that in that sequence, they were smart to just drop that ball when they saw that no one was guarding that for Lasal Green Hills.
Yeah, 1-2 play.
Right behind the setter. That's a perfect spot to drop that ball.
Just like one of the songs of your favorite band. Kantayin mo nga yun, Richie.
Which one?
Yun nga, perfect, di ba?
Yes.
Borlane gets it across. Papalo ang St. Paul na ibalik.
Nakabantay doon si Ferrer ng Lasal Green Hills for that block.
That was Ferrer, the setter, who got that rejection.
Ang bilis ng bawi kasi sa kanya drop ball.
Yeah.
Like right before this point. With a look back.
May stare down, na?
Oo.
May baon. Ginagawa mo ba yan nung nasa high school, college ka?
Secret.
Ito naman eh, tagal na nun eh. Hindi naman matagal.
Remember, it's part of the game.
O kaya nga, kaya okay lang yun. Uy!
Miscommunication for the girls of Coach AJ.
Yeah. You get a sense that Lasal is slowly but surely feeling the pressure right now, Richie.
You know, they had a really great start in the second set. Pero yung nakita nilang lumalamang na yung lumamang ng St. Paul ng isang point, and ngayon nagtatay na sila, it really puts the pressure on them. And I guess it's a test for them to really adjust and bumuo yung loob nila, especially now that they're in a high school level.
That was out. So St. Paul, after being down by 5, they have taken the lead once again, 15-14. It's now a test of character for Lasal Green Hills. How they will deal with this pressure. Daw sinalag ni Richie Cordero. Sabi sa'yo, wala akong receive eh. Dapat mag ganun, cover. Diba? 15 all, the tally here. Oganya will serve for Lasal.
Good serve for Oganya.
Nakaabang si Quemada, pero long
this
ball
is-
yun, free ball.
Chance to activate their spikers, but chooses a drop ball.
Bump set. That's gonna go for Jade Canyotal.
You know, Lasal Green Hills struggling to get that first ball from attacks coming from St. Paul.
You actually have a good sized crowd here, Richie. Dami din tao, no?
I believe some of the students of Lasal Greenhouse, also some athletes, are
Yeah.
watching. That's the junior basketball team, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Ooh, did not have the angle on that one. Lasal getting back the point. Tabla na naman, 16 all. So many deadlocks in this set. That's how tight it has been in set number 2. Maniniguro si Coach AJ dito, ah. Papasok niya yung kanyang serving specialist and will also play defense from the back. Zoe Concepcion.
Good strategy. Actually, Coach AJ was also one of the service specialists of Lasal Taft when she played for UAP 1 year.
Okay. Bump set. Ferrer. No, it's an illegal attack by St. Paul College Pasig.
Free point for Lasal Greenhouse.
Balik ang lamang sa Lasal Green Hills. Trying to stay alive here. Concepcion with another good serve. No, it goes out.
Pantay na ulit ang puntos ng dalawa nating teams.
Napakatatas magtagalog ng aking partner. Saan mo natutunan yan?
Sa school at sa inyo.
Ah, you mean the school you're teaching in right
Yes.
now? Ah, okay.
Good first ball for Lasal Green Hills.
Wala silang pasok ngayon. Ah,
Summer na,
okay.
summer.
So are some of them watching right now? Or di naman?
Oh, they're very young.
They're very young. They don't have time to watch volleyball just yet.
No, but actually, one of my students was Phil Cayetano's daughter. Yeah, the daughters of the Cayetanos.
Okay. It's nice. Point going to the side of Lasal. And they have opened up a 2-point lead. Coach Edwin will call for time. We'll pause for break.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
My future.
Right? What's the plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Lasal Green Hills hell-bent on evening out the set score. They lost the first set. Here in set number 2, they're up 19-17. But St. Paul making them earn for it. And very interesting how this will conclude. By the way, again, Ken Pangalinan with and at courtside we have Miss Jillian Lim.
Very risky because Borlane is a good server, pero nabati ko ulit. That point
Lumabas.
will be
Outside.
given to St. Paul.
Patrice Martires at the service area. 19-18. Sa gitna, Mate. Hindi na time ng maayos yung block doon. Pero nakabawi naman si Aguda. Able to tip it across.
Good presence of mind for Aguda there.
Tied again, 19 all. Who will blink first? Oganya, the pass. Medyo dispelinghado. Pagkakataon para sa St. Paul College. Aguda, almost. Free ball for St. Paul. This time it's Caro. Tamo, Richie, ha? Pag ako kino-cover kita, ha?
Nakatatlo ako sa'yo kanina.
Oo. 2019. Basta cross-court galing sa kabila. Dito, diretso sa booth naming dalawa eh.
Na, And it's unfortunate because open spikers are usually porsyento.
Oo. Kaya ang daming bolang pumupunta dito eh. Buti hindi pa nasisira yung mga gamit namin. 2019 ang ating talaan. Lamang ang St. Paul. 3 straight points. Make that 4 straight. St. Paul College.
That will tie our game up once again. You know, such a great performance from St. Paul. Ang bilis nilang bumawi. Ang bilis nila mag-produce ng point.
That Smart Powered Up play brought to you by Smart's Power All 99. Load now. Si Tita Ams kung maripas eh. Oh. All pala, 20 all. Sorry, my bad. It was kanina lamang ang Lasal and now they retake the lead 21-20.
Good back set. And medyo na late na rin dun yung blockers ng St. Paul.
Dikit pa din ang laban natin. Set number 2.
Demo now serving.
Ooh. She hits her teammate, Oganya. 21 all. Just to remind our viewers, this is a matchup between the number 4 team, St. Paul College Pasig, versus the number 1 team in their group, Lasal Green Hills.
So this will be an upset win if St.
Yeah.
Paul wins.
Oganya approaches. Good pass. Mate. Now it's Ferrer to Borlane from the back. Resyo. Pinuntahan si Canyotal. Nagkagulong Lasal and ultimately giving up a point. Lamang na ang St. Paul. 22-21. Canyotal able to get it for the Jaguars. We have a timeout. We'll pause for a break.
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
My future.
Right? What's the plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
This is Lordy Tugade? Yeah. And they're watching right now itong girls volleyball Invitational League natin sa Shakey Super League. Quemada gets it across. I think I saw Lordy together with the Danny Ice daughters who played for KMS. Si Sam, no?
Yes, of course, the Ildefonso sisters.
Yeah.
Borlane being activated here, but easily defended by St. Paul.
Ooh,
But
Martires ng gigil.
an error coming from St. Paul, and it can be costly. Dikit ang laban ngayon.
Oh.
From 19 to 19, 20 to 20, 21 to 21, and now 22 all. We'll really see who wants to dominate and gain really that momentum, because it's only a 3-point performance now to win or to extend this match.
3 points away. Quemada was sent back. What an anticipation there by Juliana Sarabia.
Yeah, you saw that was an easy ball and an activated
Wow.
attack from Lasal Green Hills, but Sarabia just doing such a wonderful job defending that net for St. Paul.
23-22. Mate the pass. Ferrer. Of course, she goes to Borlane and she will not deliver. No check ball. It's out. And St. Paul College Pasig has 2 chances to seal this one. They are now at match point. It's gut check time. Oh! They do it! How about that, Richie? St. Paul with a huge upset. And Lasal Green Hills is now out After getting beat by the Jaguars here.
Just an outstanding performance for St. Paul, and of course Lasal Green Hills as well, but St. Paul just dominating in all aspects for today's game.
Oh man, what an inspired performance here by St. Paul College Pasig. Coach Edwin and Coach AJ actually had a few exchanges. And this has got to be disappointing if you're Lasal, because you were heavily favored coming into this game, but you know, you gotta hand it off to St. Paul. They came in with the right mindset, came out really prepared, and boy, they were able to deliver. Final score 25-17, 25-22. St. Paul with a huge upset, and we'll meet our MVP of the match in just a bit when we return.
The only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
The fun goes on and on and on, on and on and on. To the break of dawn, fun is never done. Shakey's fun goes on and on. Hero to hero, what a ride. With each new decade, a fun new side. Still serving smiles on every plate. 50 great years, let's celebrate. Shakey's fun goes on and on and on, on and on and on. Shakey's got it going on, we still bring the fun.
With decades of great pizza, chicken, and mojos.
Shakey's fun goes on and on.
From era to era to era. The fun goes on. Shakey's 50 years.
The fun goes on at Shakey's.
My future.
Right? What's the plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Our score to the conclusion of this match is 25-17, 25-22. Oh my goodness, St. Paul. The upset of epic proportions, taking down Lasal Green Hills in straight sets. And now our MVP of the match brought to you by Shakey's. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now.
You know, I had to choose Ray Ann Aguda. When it comes to her team really performing, all of them contributed, but she remained consistent and powerful and really served us those outstanding attacks coming from the middle. She also helped with blocking, of course, and really that explosive approach whenever she attacks became such a lethal weapon for St. Paul College.
And for more on her, let's go courtside to Jillian.
Joining me today is the match MVP here, Ryan Aguda, middle blocker of the St. Paul College Pasig Jaguars. Her teammates applauding her here for that amazing performance. Now, Ryan, your team came into the Shakey's GVIL looking for experience. Just happy to be here. Kayo ang last seed of Pool F, squeezing in by 1 point to beat the Pool E leaders, Lasal Green Hills. So, what has this win proven for you and your team today?
Of course, I think na my team really worked hard for this, especially this game has been very crucial. Of course, the first few games has been really hard for us since we lost a few times, but we came right back up and proved ourselves that we are really deserving to be up there.
True, and what a strong performance day, 2-0 win. Now, anyone that you want to greet watching remotely, friends, family, pets?
Of course, I want to congratulate my team first. They're here. Coach Ed. Tiniis niya po kami until the end kahit na he's also coaching Lasal. And we're really grateful for all of his efforts for the team. And also to my family watching, thank you for the support. I love you guys.
Once again, congratulations, Ryan. Congratulations to the St. Paul Jaguars. Good luck in the semifinals. And now we take it over to you, Ken and Richie.
Thank you, Jillian, and congratulations to St. Paul College. Moving on to the next round. Let's check out our Smart Powered Up plays brought to you by Smart's Power All 99 with 10 gig of data, only access to Facebook or TikTok, plus unlimited calls and text to all. Load now.
Just a recap of set number 1. It was a great performance coming from St. Paul, composing themselves and establishing such dominance when it comes to minimizing their errors. They only had 1, and also outperforming Lasal Green Hills when it comes to the spiking aspect as well.
And, St. Paul had the right mindset heading into this match. The demeanor was clearly evident. As a result, they won set number 1, 25-17. But here in set number 2, they dealt with adversity here, Richie, in terms of they were down 10-5 early, but inunti-unti nila ito eh. And once they were able to tie it, yung pressure nandun na sa side ng Lasal Green Hills, and they were able to just weather the storm and deliver in the closing moments of this set.
I think what's important was they really took 1 point at a time and gave full effort in each point. Mabilis silang babawi, mabilis silang mag-bounce back when it comes to performing such great volleyball. But Green Hills also doing such a magnificent job in the second set, performing really well too.
25-17, 25-22. St. Paul College Pasig moves on to the semifinals. And those were our Smart Powered Up plays. And coming up next, it's the battle of 2 UAP schools in Division 1 this time. NU Nazareth School stakes their immaculate record going up against Adamson. Keep it here on the Shakey Super League Girls Volleyball Invitational League.